So, hello and welcome to the next episode of the Self Development with Tactics podcast. And this is actually episode right after the last episode. So, this will be for tomorrow in my case, because I'm actually going today, might be a little bit better to say, to an event. So, I do have to just some kind of manage everything because I want to upload 2 fucking episodes on the weekends because it just is good, and just it's just a lot then produced on the weekends, which is just great for me. So, and as you can see, we will some kind of unfortunately go ahead with the Art of People by, what is the author called, by Kern. I think it's Dave Kern or whatever. So yeah, but I do after this one, I will definitely just maybe look forward to just making something differently, because it might be a little bit not that interesting hearing the same shit over and over again, even though I do have to say that these are always just some kind of chapters for itself or for themselves, because these all just talk about or just are written about something different every single time, so which is a great thing. But changing minds to win influence, don't change the other person's mind, just change your own mindset. Curran explains that changing your own mindset is a lot easier than waiting for someone else to change their mindset. You can state your case and sit back and wait until the other person comes around, or you can change your own mindset and be happier in the long run. Which is actually something I do not understand right now, because you might be influencing someone because you are just ahead of them. So just, getting into their position some sort of would just be a step backwards, which is actually something I would just not suggest you to do. So I think this is not something you should do. Period. Humble bragging. Kern explains that bragging can be extremely beneficial as long as you remain humble and authentic. He explains that when sharing your achievements on social media, you should not be afraid. You should, however, aim to be as authentic and real as possible. And not be like, yes, look at my Ferrari and look at my girls. Not without saying it, but just, pictures tell a lot of words. You should, however, aim to be as authentic and real as possible. People are inevitably going to judge you, so ensure you can stand by what you said. The other thing you should do on social media is provide authentic praise to others. When deserving of a compliment, give one. This will help people feel good about themselves, and it will show that you are interested in them. And it's quite simple on social media. Just, go to someone's profile, or just if you just swiping through your feed and see somebody's post being really great or really interesting or really valuable, just tell them, just, give them a like, comment, great post, and not be like, yeah, great post, or just really nice words. Be a little bit more specific, because the thing is, people will actually just think this is some kind of auto-generated or auto-posted comment, which a lot of people unfortunately do, because it's, I don't know, yeah, it's easy, but the thing is, your comments will land on people's posts which do not have anything to do with your comment. So most of the time, or just sometimes, you get some comments like, yeah, great lighting, or great shot, or great frame, and it is just, a picture made in Photoshop. So, why would I care about lighting? So, and this is just a thing that I'm thinking about and or talking about. I'm just making it a little bit more specific, that you actually point something out, like, yeah, the typography is great because I don't know, I really like T and or DE or whatever, or this is just very valuable. I've been thinking about making more money before, so thank you, or something. Manage your time. It's kind of thing, because I have been attending my school, so the graphic design school I am on right now, for 4 years now. So I'm in the fourth year fourth year of it, and in the fifth I will be graduating. So in a year. The thing is, before that I was in a way different school. It was completely different with a completely different system, completely different people. So yeah, maybe it was some kind of college and high school thing. I don't know. I'm not that educated in other countries' educational system. The thing was, um, because I do just have to get up at 5:20, or even a year before I was getting up at 4:50, even though it made no fucking sense and I just lost a lot of sleep, which just was then pretty critical until I just started to have more things to do. Then I just really was like, yeah, no, I do have to sleep more and do want to sleep more, and getting up at 4:50 doesn't make any sense. It just provides me a little bit more time, which I at the end just kind of use for some bullshit, or just sitting around in a train for an additional 20 minutes because I'm so early there. Not that good. So I was like, yeah, I will just get up later and move a little bit faster and make faster decisions and be a little bit faster in general. The thing is, because I do have to commute an hour forth and back quite every day, I just really now especially have to look at what my time management is like. And I'm pretty fucking appreciating the fact that I am attending this school, because this school actually just learned me not only graphic design, which is kind of obvious, but also how I can manage my time myself. What is actually valuable to me, especially in the last few months, because I'm doing this right now, and a lot of other things, and I might just pick this thought up again until I just know about, or just have thought about something else actually. So manage your time. Kern emphasizes the importance of managing your time well and managing how you spend your time with other people. Actually, if you spend, and this is some kind of quote from, or a citation from Gary Vee, if you spend 3 hours a day watching YouTube videos, you're a fucking idiot. Which makes sense. The thing is, yeah, you can actually be doing this, but then if you just lack sleep, it's completely dumb. And if you just lack other things like, I don't know, school if it's actually important to you, or your work if this is important to you, or your business if this is important to you, then you're actually an idiot, because you just lose so much fucking time you could just put into your business and what you actually love to do and what is just important for you. So just try to kind of, put everything out of the bucket you actually do not really need. So before I had all these social media things going on, so actually maybe a year ago, this might not be too accurate, but yeah, so a year ago I would now just be watching YouTube videos and then go to bed, and yeah, so, and now I'm producing them, which is kind of interesting, and I'm kind of happy about that I have actually started, because it's much easier to just go on if you have started once. Because it's much nicer to see that you have already 90 episodes of podcasts, that there are numbers going on and moving on, and that there are just certain things that you have achieved something before, which kind of drives me to do more and more and more and more and more. It's kind of unfortunately most of the time numbers, because I do not see any other results right now. So but you shouldn't get too caught up in numbers, because I would definitely appreciate it more to just have one like on every single fucking post I made, and just with the knowledge, or just kind of the knowledge that someone got some really great value for them out of this certain post. This would be much better for me, and this would, I would appreciate it not appreciate much more, but it would make me feel much happier to just have someone or know someone that actually got something out of my post and just seeing a like, which is most of the time just, something just so quick and so irrelevant most of the time. So, but yeah, it's also great to see that people are liking your posts. However, here are a few recommendations from Kern on managing your time with people better. Examine your calendar for the last 3 to 4 weeks. Identify the time you spend with different people. Ask yourself if you are happy with how your time was prioritized. Aim to limit the less important tasks and conversion so they can focus on those that are important. Develop a system that works for you. Yeah, that's pretty important. You actually may find some kind of time management plans on the internet, but it's actually just better to have your own and to just work on this thing, this plan, this calendar, whatever you're doing with your own thoughts in mind, because people will think just about some different things. We're all individuals, and this is something to never forget. And it's pretty important. It just really got important pretty lately for me, because I just mentioned that being an actual individual seems to be important to remember, because a lot of people just throw everything and everyone into one bucket and act like, yeah, this is the general statement and this is for everyone, right? But it isn't, because we all are so different in terms of our bodies, in terms of our behavior, in terms of everything. So, yeah. What did I do? Yeah. So regularly check in with the important people in your life, the ones you would like to spend more time with. Continue this for a month, then review the system. Revisit the people you wanted to spend more time with. Did you? Assess your system. Is it working? Are you prioritizing your time to be spent with the right people? And this is actually a good plan. For me, it's always like, if I do have a plan, I kinda do not just, I just do not quite stick to it. I do not like plans that much. I just, try to keep everything in my head in terms of how my life is. It's always in terms of working out. I just know on this day and on this day and on this day I do have to work out or do want to work out. And if I do not work out on this day, it is actually this day and not this day. So I do have kind of actually the plan in my mind, so also my workout plan, and I just always think about it. And so yeah, but it's actually much more transparent to just have a plan to really see how you're spending your time and with whom you're spending your time. That's totally true. And for keeping that in mind, it might be a lot more data or just too much data to proceed every single time you're meeting someone, just kind of saving everything in your memory up here and not forgetting it, or not just mix all these data and so on. But be a teacher. Kern emphasizes the extreme difference between telling someone how to do something and showing them how to do something. He explains that it doesn't matter who your students are, but showing is always going to be more effective in the long run. Kern explains that in order to be a good teacher, you must practice the art of patience. People who are patient can teach anyone just about anything. You have to take the time to explain and demonstrate every single step. Be patient and simplify things so that anyone can understand what you are teaching. That's actually important, and I just really like the part of really explaining and demonstrating and making examples for every single step. This is important, especially demonstrating them. How is this working? And then you can actually see that in our school system, or in my school system at least, we do just learn through osmosis. So just by watching other people do something. or other people telling us to do something. So why won't you not have a mentor in your generous life or general life for all these other things that are in your life or are happening in your life? It would be, it would make sense actually. Understanding strengths. I think this has then now to do with just understanding your strength and knowing what you are good at and what you're not good at, and then to actually be working on what you're actually good at right now and not what you are not good at. Because, it would just take too much time and too much effort to be some kind of mediocre in something you aren't good at right now, but you actually maybe want to do it. Then just, working on something you are actually good at right now, and then just be the best in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. It just might as well also be a little bit more funny, because I just always assume that if people are good at something, they actually like it. So it's in terms of me like this, which, because I was telling you this in the last episode, this doesn't have to be for everyone. Only because I like it doesn't mean that everyone likes it. So this is just a pretty dumb and fucking dumb assumption. So yeah. Understand your strengths and then use them to teach others. Furthermore, the idea helps others identify their strengths and teach and manage to those strengths as well. It's important to remember that no two people are the same, and your strengths may differ significantly from someone else. When aiming to teach someone something new, don't assume they are the same as you. So also in terms of how they learn, you then just really have to adapt on how they learn and not how you are learning. Yeah, you can give you tips, and this is actually something I did today, because I actually think to really learn a language, it's pretty great to just listen to it in terms of audio tapes or podcasts or audio books and all these things. The good part about this one is that you can actually do it anywhere. You learn something just besides practicing your language skills, and you just learn the language, at my point of view, pretty good. It was the same thing with me in English. So I'm not a native speaker. You might have actually just heard that one, because I may do have an accent. I don't know actually. But the thing is, listening to motivational speeches really helped me to just understand the whole structure of the English language a little bit better. And also with the vocabulary, you just then know a lot more. And the other thing is that you just get motivated and you just learn things, and it's just good for your being as well. So not only in terms of the language, but I still do think I do have to progress in terms of the language as well. So I'm not perfect yet. I'm quite satisfied with myself right now. So as long as everything is quite fluent with speaking and so on, it's quite great. And I do not want to make too many mistakes and too many repetitions as I made today, or right now, just before. But the thing was that I actually was like, maybe, and I always try to point it out, and always pointed out that it is a good way for me, and it was a good way for me to learn it, so it might actually be the same for you. I don't know. It always comes up to who you are. Some people just learn better through osmosis, some better through reading, some better through listening, some better through practicing and actually doing this, which is actually a thing that I pretty much like, because it works and you just learn so much more by doing it. It's just the same like theoretically painting something or theoretically drawing something. It's totally another thing, because there are so many more factors than just what maybe most books are talking about. It's also how you're feeling today, if you just have this creative flash this moment, if your pencils are right, and if you can work with them, because actually, even though they have some kind of hardness scale things. Not every HB, for example, is a pretty normal pencil. An HB must not be an HB from another company, which is the really fucked up part about this, because some are then just a little bit more harder, some are more what's the opposite of hard? Or some are more softer. So yeah, it's always kind of difficult to know, or to do something theoretically that you could do practically as well. So yeah, but it's important to remember that no current shares a good activity to do in order to improve your teaching ability. If you are a manager, identify a few people that report directly to you. If you aren't a manager, identify a few people that you influence in one way or another. Remember a few of your favorite school teachers. How was their teaching beneficial to you, and how did they affect your performance? And this is actually something that I've been just thinking about today, because I do have a younger sister, pretty young. So, and I was thinking like, yeah, her teachers, so they do really have an important aspect in her life. Because the thing is, she is so young that I would assume, and I would actually say that she really just kind of, absorbs all these patterns and all these things her teachers or her teacher says. Because, they are actually, I think it's actually from 0 to 7 years where you just really create your patterns for your life. But they are just a great influence for all these small children, or just pretty young children. And the thing is, if they are shit, if they are really fucked up people, and if they do not have maybe the right values, which is always definitely something subjective, because not everybody is thinking about business, not everybody is thinking about family, that this is important, not everybody is thinking about this and or that. It's always something different for anybody. So, but the thing is, just some things, at my point of view at least, are just some kind of common sense, like, yeah, being kind, or not thinking negatively all the time, all these things. Most of the time these teachers do not know about, I might even say, or aren't in this kind of area of expertise, or just in this area of interest. But you could just change a lot of people, or just a lot of children, so well by just being a teacher. And then I just thought about, like, yeah, me getting a teacher might be okay as well, but I do not want to do this, because, yeah, I don't want to do this. Because I actually think I can't work that good with children, because in terms of that, I might not be that patient, to be honest with you here. So, and then I would just, maybe work with older ones, and then the whole pattern thing would just be a little bit different. And of course, they are just different, and so they are then just really fucked up as well. So yeah. But the third one is reflect on your notes and try to establish a few ways that you can be better. Manager, influencer, by taking on some of your favorite teachers' qualities. Yeah. So as a manager teacher, it's so important to teach others about the power of goals and accountability partners. Encourage people to find an accountability partner to keep them on track. Their accountability partner should work with them to get SMART goals. Everyone should check in with their partner at a minimum once a week. So it's actually true, it just reminds me of some kind of mastermind groups where just this is also something from How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, a really great book I would really like to read. He actually just it was actually in Think and Grow Rich by Hill. I think it was in Think and Grow Rich, yeah. So he was just thinking and or talking about, like, you should have a mastermind group, which is just, a group of people you discuss the book in, pretty regularly, so once a week or twice a week. I do not remember correctly, but this is actually, I think, a great thing, because first of all, you just meet with people who are just thinking about the same things as you are thinking, and they will just push you and you push them, hopefully, and or you just give them value and you get from them value, and everybody has their own experiences. And this is important, and this is something that could give you value, because you just then see something just from a quite and really different point. So yeah, be a leader. There's no I in team, but there is an I in leadership. Kern identifies the lack in leadership classes. So many people go on to be a leader without any formal training or coaching. He identifies a few things that good leaders need to be focusing on at all times. Identifying and clearly communicating the vision for your team. Fucking clearly communicating. It's so fucking important and so fucking difficult, because people, first of all, may do understand something else in terms of they haven't heard you that good, because maybe this is not their mother tongue. Might actually be a reason, because people think about something else, and they just assume that you meant something else, because they would have said it in their way a little bit differently. There are so much factors of how a conversation or communication could go wrong, and you often see it, and I often saw it in school with teachers and everything, that just communication is a pretty difficult thing to just be sure that everything is correct. Period. Ensuring that the right people are in the right roles within the team. Totally true. In terms of now, because I'm quite now reading, I do not have that much time, and I kind of really don't do it, which is just so, it's pissing me off quite a bit, because I do like to read, and I do think it's important for me to read, and especially it's a great way for me, and a way that I pretty much like to get information. I'm currently kind of reading Total Ownership by Jocko Willink, and this other Navy SEALs instructor and or participator, if you could call it like this. Not really, but he was talking about, just his role in the SEALs team and how he became such a great leader, and he just points out a lot of great leadership advices and so on. But the thing is, in terms of such a mission, in terms of Navy SEALs, it is so fucking critical important to just be sure that everyone in the group has the right role. If just somebody is good at sniping, why would you just put them into the front row to just really attack a singular home or something, and then you just put the front guy to the sniper? This would make no fucking sense. So that's actually pretty important. And the third one is ensuring that there is enough money and resource to reach the desired goals. This would then just be such a fucking pity if you just created the whole team, and you just put everybody in the exact position and role they are just meant to be in. And then in the end it's like, yeah man, this team can't be like done because we do not have the money from the very top of the company maybe. This would be just a fucking bad thing. So as a leader, it's incredibly important to be transparent. Although a difficult task, you need to be the one to deliver bad news. This goes for your professional and personal life. Kern encourages you to practice being as honest and as transparent with people as possible. When delivering bad news, be clear, straight to the point, and remain positive where possible. Totally true, because most of the time we are just giving value and just giving value to all these things that happen to us that are in our control. Which means that, if it's raining and you're upset about it, you actually shouldn't be, because, you should just, reframe it and appreciate that you can now work inside without maybe feeling guilty that you aren't outside because it's summer and it's pretty hot and it's pretty shiny but now it's just raining, if you get what I mean, I hope. And but yeah, So what I want to say is it would be definitely good to just focus on the things you can control and not on the things you can't control, because you can just do not do anything about the things you can control. Yeah. Establishing this transparency with family and colleagues will help build trust and deepen relationships. Totally true. These days, anyone can be a leader, whether the group you're leading is your company, your team, your department, or your family. You can be a leader even if you have no official leadership role and are simply setting a good example for the people around you. And you can develop many leaders on your team as well, which is, I think, actually the thing. And it is, I think it might have been a speech of Jocko Willink, which is, I do just have to show you because I think it's pretty interesting. Jocko Willink, sorry, not Willink, but Willink. It's this guy. He has actually his own podcast, so it might actually, the Jocko podcast. It might actually be great to check this one out. And here you can see him. It's this guy. He's so fucking massive. It's just incredible. You can just see his arms are as big as my fucking head is. And, there you can see it. He's training. It's extreme ownership, not total ownership, if I told you wrong. There you can see, his guns. It's just amazing in what a good form this guy is. And I actually quite was looking for actually training plans as the Navy SEAL is training. I kind of found something, I don't know, but it's actually just more in the enduring stage than in the muscle building or just muscle strength stage, which kind of makes sense, not totally, because you actually need some strength if you just encounter some enemies, or if you just have to lift something relatively heavy because you need to, whatever. But so these days really anyone could be a reader. But the thing is, to actually talk about it, I do not know if it was an interview or not, but I think he said that actually the greatest part of being a leader is to just teaching another leader to be a leader, or someone to be a leader. Actually kind of true, I think, because it's just great to give your knowledge to somebody else. Learn how to resolve conflict. Nobody enjoys conflict. That's why Curran believes it is so important that you understand how to effectively resolve conflict when it arises. This can be applied to conflict occurring between you and someone else, or between two other people. The key is that you need to put both people at ease. It's not about finding a winner, but finding a resolution that works for both sides. Totally true. Conflict usually appears when someone is struggling to feel heard or be helped. It's important to understand both sides and let each side state their case. Curran explains that your instinct may be to try to wrap the conflict as soon as possible, but the reality is that this won't work. Both sides need to feel like they have been heard before they will calm down and collect themselves. If someone is still heated and emotions are running high, the conflict still needs a bit of time to work itself out. So if you are a part of the conflict, the easiest way to resolve it is to let go of your argument. Surrender to them and take the control back. A lot of people see this as a quitting or failing, but really you are controlling the situation by determining the outcome. Sometimes you can resolve conflicts with people easily, and sometimes it takes work, but through time and effort, through listening and mirroring and validation, along with a dose of patience, you can get to a good place with someone. But sometimes conflicts simply can't be solved. I wouldn't say so. Maybe conflicts in terms of politicians and or actual wars are fucking hard, but in my point of view, everything can be solved practically or theoretically. Practically, it might not always be the case. But this is actually it for this episode, and I'm quite happy that I've just done it. These 2 episodes for today actually, which is I think actually uploaded. Yeah, it is actually uploaded. So I really have to thank you for going through this with me. I hope you got something out of it. Is there anything to tell me, to critique me on, whatever? There should be somewhere all my social media links. I hope they kind of function. If not, just type in Christopher Walch on every single platform you are, and there should be me. So, yeah. Thank you, and I love you, and I hope you are so fucking happy. So fucking happy. And I'll see you the next time. Bye.